that's where they all started. And Candy went on to run with the guys and got pretty successful. And Kitty,
Right.
Kitty both ran with the guys then. And then Candy won the track championship in Salisbury in '85, won 10 features. She took off one night to go somewhere. Kitty called her car and she won.
So, well, you had a lot of good cars.
Yeah.
And a lot of good drivers, right?
I think good drivers.
I think you're right. Kitty, I have to, I'm sorry, Candy, I want to go to Candy. Dad's bragging a little bit here, as he should. Yeah, track championship, all those wins. How much grief did you get from the guys?
Well, there was a bounty every week. $300.
$300.
They didn't collect it.
They didn't collect it. Good. They can't collect it, they can't catch it. That's exactly right. Kitty, you jumped into Candy's car, took off, and you proved to be a winner. Yes, Kitty, on means it'll, go ahead and talk into that, young lady. Yeah? Where's Jason at?
They usually collected me.
They-
Not her.
Where's Jason?
Jason's really sick tonight.
Okay, all right, okay. Kitty's son Jason, also a racer. Lori, how about your racing excursion?
Well, I raced the trailways and lost the championship by a couple points to Linda Miller, Jeremy Miller's mother.
Right.
And I lost it by a couple points, cut second.
Okay, and after that, got mad and quit or what?
No, still raced.
Oh, okay.
Just still ran into them if they ran into me.
If they run into you, run into them back, right? That's exactly. Where did you learn that style of racing? May I
From
ask?
junior.
Oh, I kind of thought maybe that would be the answer. But okay, everybody we spoke to so far, your whole career was in stock cars, correct? Okay, Rick, odd man out here. A lot of success in the stock cars, but we want to, oh, look at that picture right there. Boy, timing's everything. Rick in the sprint car. How'd that come about?
That was odd.
That was,
I really wanted to try it, and we went to Al Hamilton's sale, and the way Dad is, he buys everything at a sale. Everything has to be used, you got to buy it at a public auction, and it's just the way it goes. And he has to be pressured into it, or tricked, you know what I mean? So we were there, and I think Big Bob and Dennis were with me, and we were on, and we were like, oh, you won't buy one of those sprint cars, and well, then you get him, you're getting
Right.
mad, and the next thing you know, he's like, well, then he buys one. Well, then that was a mistake, because then we had a car, but we had nothing. We had no motor, no parts, and so we pieced it together and ran. I think we ran like a year and part of another season, and that was about it. But it was really difficult. I ran that in the late model the same night, so you jumped out of one, you jumped in the other one,
Right.
And I knew zero about it. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything about it, so it was fun, but it really wasn't very smart.
when you, that's all right. There's a lot of those limits in racing, that's for sure. But when you thought you wanted to run the sprint car, did you have thoughts of getting out of the late model and continuing your career in the sprint car ranks?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking.
You do. It just looked like fun.
Yeah, it looked like fun.
Those other guys were having fun. You wanted some of
You
it.
could drive 3 things that night, it'd be more fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. But you were running the late model at the same time.
Yes, same nights.
Okay,
Like,
good.
except for Sunday nights, we went a couple times to Susquehanna and we had a lot, and just ran the sprint car, and it was we ran a little better there just because we had a little more time to concentrate.
Right. Junior, back to you for a couple of minutes. Did you encourage your children to get into racing, or did they have to trick you, kind of like buying a sprint car? Did they have to trick you into letting them get involved?
Well, I think they tricked me into it.
Is that what you think?
I was racing, and then they all grew up at the track.
Right.
When I ran Lincoln back in the '60s, they were all laying on the grandstand in a row sleeping.
But they were really paying attention, weren't
When
they?
the races were over, the whole crew had to go up and get a kid. Each one had to get a kid and carry him to the car. And I think, then I had scrub on my lap one night going to the races. I'm driving, and he sit on my lap and drove. He'd sit on my lap and steer the car, the races. And he says, "Dad, are you going to hit the wall tonight?" I said, "Oh shit, he's got the wrong idea. He's seen too much."
Yeah, he wasn't sleeping enough, was he?
No, he wasn't sleeping enough. Then our engine builder was Jules Machine in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And he would call every Sunday, or every Monday he'd call up and he'd say, "How many races did Rick win over the weekend? And how much shit did Junior tear up?"
Well, he had it figured out, didn't he?
Yeah, he had it right to the button, yeah.
All right, so the kids come along and one at a time they want to go racing. Did you have to, did you explain anything to them, or did you say, "Go do it"?
No, I just said do it.
Do it.
We had, when we ran trailways, at that time I had tractor trailers, which is the newer line.
Right.
A 45-foot trailer was your normal length. Well, I welded two trailers together, and I had one that was illegal as hell. And we hauled 3 cars on it. I got pictures of it. 3 full-length cars.
I've got pictures in my mind.
Yeah, and that's the way we went to trailway. I mean, we never got caught, but it was illegal to do it. And we pulled in there with a whole load of cars.
Well, illegal and race cars just seems to go hand in hand, doesn't it?
Well, one night one of them ran off and ran in a soybean field up in Hanover. So we got a tow truck there towing it out, and this farmer comes up to me and he says, "You're not moving that car till you pay for my soybean." I said, "No shit." I said, "How much is your soybeans?" $35. I said, here's your $35. Let our tow truck get us out of there.
Took care of that issue pretty quick. Let me get this right. An illegal trailer you put together yourself, and the car goes off and goes into a soybean field. That was on the way to the racetrack.
Yeah, but it wasn't that trailer it came off of.
Okay.
It came off of one of the other trailers we were towing.
Okay, one that was legal.
Yeah, one that was legal.
You were better off with the illegal stuff.
It was supposedly legal.
Let's get this straight. I'm not sure he's ever had a legal trailer.
I don't think we ever did anything legal.
You know. So the race cars were legal though, right?
We got really good at playing dumb.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, they checked Candy's car at Silver's Grove every week. And one night, it had a quick change transmission in it.
Okay.
And it blew apart on the front straightaway right in front of the announcer.
Right in front of everybody.
And Kitty ran out wide open, trying to grab these pieces of aluminum parts, burn her hands, and it made us look a little illegal that night.
Well, a little illegal's okay.
Yeah.
Lori, how long did you race? How many years? How many years did you race? Lori, yes? Hello, Lori.
Probably about 3 or 4.
3 or 4 years. Okay. Kitty? She's counting it up.
I'm probably about 4.
About 4 years. 4 or 5 years. Candy? 7. Kitty knows. She's got it figured out. I's already mentioned the length of his career. I guess we can't ask you, Rick, how long you've raced.
We're still thinking Oz is the smartest one.
I'm not. It's certainly looking that way, let me tell you.
Yeah. It's looking that way to me. What's that?
Rick,
What is? I'm not telling that.
I'm on
35 years.
35. You've been racing 35 years.
That's what she says, but I don't think I'm messing with you.
Well, so far nothing else has been legal, so I think we're okay. Rick, your career, how did your career begin?
Well, we always went to races with you know, every week we went to races. So the Trailways had a figure 8 class. So got an old car and went figure 8 racing. I was 15 when we got that car, and me and Dennis, actually he should be up here. He's a cousin, or he's my dad's stepbrother, or something. I don't know. We're all related.
We're all related.
We went
That's illegal too.
Yeah. Some stuff we can't talk about.
That's right.
So me and him got cars, and we went up there and we went racing, and he was smart. I think everybody was smart. I mean, he just left his car there. We took mine home every week, and then I had to work on it. He'd take his battery home with him. He took his battery back every week.
So nobody could take his car, and he took his battery.
Yeah, so he would steal his battery. He just took his battery home, and then after that, I got a car that street stock car that Dad had.
Right.
And then rated some, and then we had some other street stock cars, and then in '84, I was a senior in high school. We got some late models and went to Seals Grove. We went to Seals Grove for I think 2 years. I think 2 years we went to Seals Grove, and then Lincoln started out late models. We went back there for a few years, and then we went to Bedford, and we just kept getting farther away from home, and still keep getting farther from home.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that continues, doesn't it? I have to say, I assume, and I'm not sure if I'm correct, Rick, are you the only one that actually raced against you then?
I guess. No, Oz did. Yeah.
Okay, Oz, you raced against that as well. Okay. Yeah. Junior, take us down. Okay, you had your girls race and what have you, and you got to watch them race. But when you raced against the boys, you were racing and taking care of concentrating on your view as well. Pretty much concentrating or pretty much watching them or what?
Racing to him was fun. He wasn't doing a lot of concentrating. He did it for fun. You know what I mean? He had a lot of fun doing it.
Yes, he did.
He
had fun just getting to the track, apparently.
Exactly.
Junior, how did you deal with that? Did you try to give them instructions after they passed you, or as you were coming around the lap? Did you put things after the race? Did you explain to them what they were doing wrong?
Well, I told them not to do what I did.
Well,
That was the main thing. I used to figure that the race was won on the first night.
how'd that work out those
I
nights?
had a lot of crashes on the first night.
But
A lot of crashes.
then you got to watch a lot of the races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them.
Oh my gosh, great stuff. Rick, back to you. Your career has obviously going forward than the rest. Back to the late model deal. How about a highlight from your career? Is there one that sticks out?
I have a terrible memory. Let's start with that.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some, like winning the Eldora was always cool, you know. And then it was a night at Attica. We started at the back, drove to 5th, and they had a red flag halfway through. And I'm sitting there, and the guy was working for me. He said, "Hey, did you park over a water puddle?" And I said, "Do you see any water puddles out here?" He's like,
A dry, dusty track, right?
yeah. He's like, "Well, there's water in our car." So I got out, and the radiator was broke. So it was under red. We rolled in, changed the radiator, came back out, went to the tail, and won the race. So that was pretty cool. Race.
That is
So
pretty
stuff
cool.
like that you kind of remember.
Right.
But besides that, I'm not a big memory guy. I'm sure looking to the next race.
Right, very. I have to. I'm thinking back, actually, very recently, to a situation, and I'd like to get your input on that. Let's go back to that World Outlaw Championship. What, 2-3 years ago?
Okay.
We're down at Charlotte, last weekend of the year. Pressure's on. You know, it's this weekend or it's not going to happen.
See, I told you I had a bad memory. That's a pretty good one too.
Okay, but it was an up and down weekend, to say the least.
More down, I would say.
More down, but it didn't end up that way.
It did end up, yes.
Your thoughts through Saturday night's feature. You knew where you were at. You knew where you had to be to win the championship. You knew where, I mean, for a lot of that race, Josh was in front of you.